Hello and welcome back to our IELTS preparation series. Chapter 4 is dedicated to a topic that forms the very backbone of your success in the listening and reading sections: grammar. Strong grammar skills are not just about avoiding errors, they are your secret weapon for understanding complex information quickly and accurately. In the listening test, a solid grasp of grammar helps you anticipate the type of word you're listening for. In the reading test, it allows you to deconstruct long academic sentences to find the precise answer. Today, we'll sharpen 3 high-impact areas that frequently appear on the exam: subject-verb agreement, pronouns and referencing, and prepositions of time, place, and direction. We'll break down each concept with short tips, clear examples, and quick practice exercises to build your confidence. This chapter is all about making grammar work for you. Ready? Let's begin. Our first topic is 4.1, subject-verb agreement. This fundamental rule states that a singular subject must have a singular verb, and a plural subject must have a plural verb. While this sounds simple, the IELTS test often complicates it by using specific types of subjects. For instance, you'll frequently encounter data, percentages, or noun phrases with of. The key is to match the verb to the real subject, not the nearest noun. For example, the data shows. Here, data is often treated as a singular, uncountable noun in academic contexts. But the results show, because results is plural. Notice the verb ending, shows for singular subjects and show for plural subjects. This is at the end of a present tense verb is a critical clue. Let's look at a common pair that confuses many students: a number of versus the number of. A number of means several or many, so it takes a plural verb. For example, a number of students are late for the exam. However, the number of refers to a specific quantity or figure, which is a single concept. Therefore, it takes a singular verb. For example, the number of students is increasing each year. Memorize this contrast, as it's a favorite for both listening and reading passages. Similarly, phrases like a variety of or a range of also take a plural verb, as in, a variety of solutions were proposed. Next, let's discuss indefinite pronouns. Words like everyone, everybody, each, either, and neither always take singular verbs, even though they might seem to refer to multiple people. For example, everyone is ready for the presentation, or each item is labeled individually. Collective nouns such as government, team, or committee can be tricky. They can be singular or plural depending on the context. If the group is acting as a single unit, use a singular verb: the government is planning a new policy. But if the members of the group are acting as individuals, use a plural verb: the government are divided on the issue. The passage's logic will always be your guide. One of the most common distractors in the listening section is creating distance between the subject and the verb. The speaker will insert a long phrase or clause between them to confuse you. For example, the list of recommendations, including several new measures, is available online. If you're listening for the verb, you might hear the plural noun measures right before it and incorrectly choose are. But the real subject is list, which is singular, so the correct verb is. Always train your ear to connect the verb back to the true subject. Let's try a quick practice quiz. Choose the correct verb for each sentence. 1. A variety of factors influence the outcome. The answer is influence, because a variety of takes a plural verb. 2. The number of candidates registered for the test are small. The answer is, because the number of is singular. 3. Each of the participants have a name tag. The answer is has, because the subject is each, which is singular. 4. The committee, after many long debates, finally agree on a solution. The answer is agrees, because the committee is acting as a single unit. Great. Now let's move to 4.2, pronouns and referencing. In the IELTS reading section, understanding how pronouns connect ideas is essential for comprehension and for answering questions correctly. Your task is to track what each pronoun, like it, they, he, or she, refers to. This antecedent, the noun the pronoun replaces, is often in the previous sentence. Demonstrative pronouns like this, that, these, and those, when followed by a noun, are powerful tools for summarizing or contrasting ideas. For example, This change led to, or these results contradicted earlier findings. When you see these phrases, ask yourself, what change? What results? The answer will be in the preceding text. Relative pronouns like which, who, and that are also crucial, as they add detail about a specific noun. There are two main types of referencing. The most common is anaphoric reference, which points backward to something already mentioned. For example, the experiment was costly. It also took months to complete. Here, it clearly refers back to the experiment. Less common but still important is cataphoric reference, which points forward. For example, when it was finally finished, the experiment revealed some surprising data. Here, it creates suspense, and we only learn what it is later in the sentence. In both cases, the writer's goal is to avoid repetition. Your goal is to ensure you can find the one clear noun that matches each pronoun to avoid any ambiguity. Let's focus on a common paraphrase trap involving relative pronouns. Consider this sentence. The engineer who led the study said costs fell significantly. A question might ask what caused the costs to fall. A distracted reader might link this to the study, but the pronoun who can only refer to a person. Therefore, who refers to the engineer. The engineer is the one who said costs fell. Always match the relative pronoun to the nearest logical noun. Who is for people, which is for things, and that can be used for both people and things, though who is preferred for people in formal writing. Let's practice identifying antecedents. I'll give you a short text. Find the pronoun and name what it refers to. 1. The museum expanded its main hall last year. It now hosts several new exhibits. What does it refer to? It refers to the museum. 2. The new exhibits, which attract thousands of tourists, are focused on local history. What does which refer to? It refers to the new exhibits. 3. Researchers developed a new solar panel. This innovation could lower energy costs for millions. What does this innovation refer to? It refers to the new solar panel. Excellent. Our final section is 4.3, prepositions of time, place, and direction. These small words can have a big impact on meaning, especially in listening tasks where you need to fill in a date, time, or location. Let's start with time prepositions, at, on, and in. A simple way to remember them is to think from specific to general. Use at for the most specific times, clock times like at 3 p.m., or precise moments like at noon or at midnight. Use on for days and dates, on Monday, on 12th June, on my birthday. And use in for longer, more general periods, months like in July, years like in 2025, seasons like in winter, or decades like in the 1990s. Now for two commonly confused pairs. First, by versus until. By sets a deadline. Finish the report by Friday means you can finish it anytime before or on Friday, but Friday is the latest point. Until describes the duration of an activity up to a certain point. I will work on the report until Friday means the action of working continues all the way up to Friday. Second, during versus while. Both refer to something happening at the same time as something else, but their grammar is different. During is followed by a noun. Please don't talk during the lecture. While is followed by a clause, which has a subject and a verb. Please don't talk while we are listening. Next, prepositions of place, which follow a similar logic. Use at for a specific point or location. At the door, at the bus stop, at the reception desk. Use in for enclosed spaces or larger areas. In the room, in the city, in a box. And use on for surfaces or lines. On the table, on the wall, on the street, or on the second floor. In map-based listening tasks, you'll also hear phrases like opposite the bank, next to the library, across from the park, north of the river, or along the main road. Finally, let's cover directional prepositions, which are vital for listening map tasks. You need to visualize the movement being described. Into means entering an enclosed space, like go into the building. Onto means moving to a surface, like step onto the platform. Through means going from one side to the other within something, like walk through the park. Across means going from one side to the other of something, like walk across the bridge. Along means moving in a line parallel to something, like walk along the river. And towards means moving in the direction of something, but not necessarily reaching it. For example, walk across the bridge, then turn right and walk along the river towards the museum. Picture the path in your mind as you listen. Let's review some quick errors and mnemonics. For parts of the day, we say in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening, but at night. For weekends, American English uses on the weekend, while British English often uses at the weekend. Both are correct, so listen for context. A great mnemonic is the big to small rule. For time, you go from big periods to small. In 2025, on June 12th, at 3 p.m. For place, it works the same way. In a country, on a street, at a specific address like 12 King Street, time for a mini mix drill to bring it all together. Fill in the blank with the correct word. 1. The percentage of city residents who own a car are rising. The answer is. The subject is the percentage, which is singular. 2. The library will be closed by until 6 p.m. The answer is until. The state of being closed continues up to that time. 3. A number of factors were considered. The answer is were. A number of is plural. 4. Walk along through the main road and the bank will be on your left. The answer is along. You are moving parallel to the road. 5. The report, which contains several complex charts, is due tomorrow. The answer is. The subject is the report, not charts. Great job. Let's do one more referencing practice. Who or what do the pronouns refer to? The committee approved the new development plan, but it faced significant criticism from local residents who were concerned about the environmental impact. What does it refer to? It refers to the new development plan. And who does who refer to? Who refers to local residents. If you are ever unclear, always read the full sentence, and even the sentence before and after to find the logical connection. Let's try one final mixed drill. Fill in the blanks. 1. A number of factors blank important. 2. The results of the survey blank clear. 3. We met blank Monday to discuss the project. 4. To get to the cafe, you have to walk blank the tunnel and turn left. The answers are, on, and through. Well done. Let's recap the key takeaways from today's lesson. First, always match your verbs to the true subject, not the closest noun. Second, actively track pronouns back to their clear antecedents to understand the flow of ideas. And third, use precise prepositions for time, place, and direction to build an accurate mental picture. For your homework, I have 3 practical tasks. 1. Find and fix 5 subject-verb agreement errors you hear or read this week. Pay attention to news reports or articles. 2. Take a short online article, find 5 different pronoun references, and draw arrows to their antecedents. 3. Find a simple map online, label key locations using correct prepositions of place, and then write 2 different sets of directions from one point to another using directional prepositions. Mastering these grammar points will significantly boost your speed and accuracy in the IELTS listening and reading tests. Excellent work today. See you in the next lesson.